Okay, so it is around 1 p.m. in my office. I am just starting my workday now. I did have some errands to run in the morning, but I do have 3 things to do on my to-do list. I need to finalize the UI for my app because it's just been a while, and I actually just need to start coding it. So I haven't coded an app from start to finish before. I am deciding to use Flutter, and I haven't worked on Flutter too much as well, so this is quite a new experience, hoping to take you through the process. And then I actually need to do some tasks that are actually billable, so I need to do them because that's how I make my money as a freelance software engineer. First thing I need to do in terms of those tasks is just fix an error in one of my reports. So I am a data analyst / software engineer, and I send clients out these daily reports, and I just noticed an error on one of the reports, so I actually need to fix it. The other thing I need to do is grade some coding assignments because I am an online instructor. So that's the plan. Okay, so I am almost done with the UI, and what I'm going to do is just read up a bit on Flutter. I did buy a Udemy course a few months ago on just an introduction to Flutter, and I'll just have a look at that again just to refresh my memories before I start. Okay, so I just found a tutorial by Mitch Coco on just a full course on Flutter on YouTube. It is about 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm just going to try and pick out sections that I just need some refreshing and go from there. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I have bookmarked 2 parts of this video that I need to have a look at, which is just the different widgets, and most importantly the stateless versus stateful widgets, which I am a bit iffy about on Flutter. I kind of forgot. And the one more concept that I need to actually remember and figure out is obviously connecting to Firebase, because I do want to store user data. Now, I see by this tutorial he hasn't covered that, which is fine. So I'll have a look at the Udemy course that I purchased a while back and see if that does cover Firebase integration. Other than that, I think once I'm done with that, I'm good to start coding. Okay, so I'm done with the YouTube video. What I'm going to do is quickly look at my Udemy course that I purchased, have a look if they did cover Firebase integration. If not, then I'll have to resort to YouTube again and just check. Okay, so I can't really see a section on Firebase on this Udemy course. So again, I'm just going to quickly look at YouTube and try and figure it out, and then I'll take a break. So I'm just going to go and make some coffee and also take the dogs out because I do have a 6-month-old puppy, and she's asleep now, but she probably needs to go outside soon. So I'm just taking a break before I start some afternoon coding. It's about 4 p.m. now, and I thought we can discuss being an introverted software engineer. So as you can see, based on the stuff I did today, it is quite an isolated life that I like. The career of software engineering is quite independent. Most of the time you do sit on your laptop and code. Maybe about 10 or 20% of your day is handling things like stand-ups or code reviews or just meeting with clients. But a lot of the time you are just sitting on your laptop and coding. So if you are an introvert, software engineering is a good career because of that. But there are always things that I think you need to work on as an introvert. Any personality type has its pros and cons, and I think as an introvert, obviously communication is just a thing that needs to be worked on. For a long time now, I thought being an introvert was a negative. I don't think that. Being an introvert is good because you can work independently, you don't get distracted, and that's great for software engineering. I do think, however, the more intense the projects get, the more complicated it is, the more people you lead or manage, then those communication skills really come in handy. So if that is something that is not natural to you, it wasn't too natural to me, it's just something that you need to work on. But other than that, I don't have an issue being an introverted software engineer. I like working from home. I think social settings generally drain me, so I prefer working from home. But at the same time, I do communicate. I have clients because I am a freelance software engineer. I need to communicate to my clients. I am an online instructor, so I need to communicate to my students. I do live lessons, etc. And I think the more practice you have, the better you are at that. Will I ever be 100% okay with having a full day of social activities and lots of meetings? No, but it is something that sometimes it happens and I'm used to it. So if you are introverted and you're thinking that that may hinder your progress in software engineering, it won't. It's probably one of the benefits, but I think it's just acknowledging that there are some things that you need to work on, specifically communication, being in a social setting sometimes, making sure that your voice is heard, especially if you are in a corporate environment, because that is quite important for growth. All right, well, I need to go ahead and work on those tasks for my client. I need to fix that error in the report. Luckily, they did not see that yet, which is a good thing. And then I need to start grading some assignments, and then I'm done for the day. So I'm going to do that. So this specific client's work is on Python, and I just need to fix error, rerun the reports, make sure everything is good to go. My tasks are back on schedule, so I am just going to end here, start grading some assignments, and then call it a day. It's 5 p.m. now. I am probably going to stop and continue tonight to grade some assignments. Thanks for watching. If you do have any great Flutter resources for me, YouTube videos, books, courses, whatever, please let me know. I will be doing a lot of Flutter within the next few weeks. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you on the next one. Bye.